You might be at the phase of life where you're wondering, why the hell is everything falling apart around me? Because I'm definitely on that same boat. Even though this isn't my first rodeo and I actually know why they are falling apart, that's what this video is about, it still doesn't take away the fact that it is destabilizing. It sucks, it's not fun, it's windy. I don't know if you hear that. Hopefully my mic, it's okay. But even the wind is saying something obviously here about this topic. You know, if anybody is ever in Granada, Spain, just know that it is windy out here. All right, so I guess we're just gonna rock with the wind. Just take it as the winds of change, right? Because that's literally what I'm talking about, the winds of change. And things are always falling apart and coming together, falling apart, coming together. That's a cycle of life, right? Death, rebirth, etc. But there are obviously periods of time where the shift is so massive. It's like an earthquake. It's a natural disaster. They don't happen all of the time. But when they happen, they change the landscape. It could literally carve a new route of a river. Like, even rivers change because of a natural disaster. Like a massive flood will change the river. So imagine that, but on our scale, right? When there's a massive change within us, the landscape changes. And that is most likely why things fall apart. And that is why things will fall apart. Like for me right now, because I'm going through a second dark night of the soul, that is a period of massive transformation. A dark night of the soul is when you're at a point of, like, it's not that your ego dissolves, so I guess some people experience that, but rather it becomes fragmented and cracked, and you have to reform it again, like update the software basically. So this is a software update, and maybe you're going through a very similar thing. And oftentimes during this period, this is not my first rodeo, it's like my second rodeo, it's just, things are just gonna fall apart, not even on purpose. It's just gonna happen, especially when you start changing and your frequency starts changing, or your vibration, whatever, and you start to go into a different spot. Even if you want to cling to someone or something, the more you do, it's like circumstances will happen to pull you apart, or to it's just, you're not even in the same almost dimension. Dimension is not the right word, but in the same, like, you just can't even see each other. Or if you do see each other, some shit is gonna happen. It sucks. So in my life right now, I'm experiencing that with friendships. You know, a lot of my friendships have fallen apart, or they're changing, or people are questioning, like, what is going on with you? You seem different, etc. And a lot of it, thankfully, has come from a place of concern and love, and I appreciate that. Some of it has been more selfish, like, you're different, or like, I don't like this, and I just feel I haven't really changed that much. It's just more of my authentic self is coming out, and I'm being me. I'm being unapologetic, and I'm being more quiet, more to myself, because I need that time to myself, and that means catering less to others, or not having the capacity to entertain certain things, and maybe people aren't used to that, I don't know. But friendships for sure have been a challenge, even the ones that I cherish and I love, and I desire to keep and accept. But it's like the universe is going to do some shit. Like, if you're just not on the same plane, you're either gonna clash, or some situation is gonna happen where there's like a rupture, and you either come together and it smooths over, or you just go to different pathways. Same with a family. Like, I've experienced that, like, for a while, actually. Most of my family, I love my family. It's like unconditional love, and I'm loyal to them. I care so much about them, but we're just not on the same plane a lot of the time. I have to say no to a lot of things because it's just not me. It's not what I'm interested in. Like, I don't want to drink, I don't want to smoke weed, I don't want to do these certain things. It's just, I don't care for that. So I'm not going to force you to go forage with me unless you want to, or like go like hike a huge mountain. So, like, you know, why would you force me to do something that I don't want to do? It's like acceptance of that. And my job, my job, don't get me started on my career, you could say. So many things where it's been so difficult staying there, being there. It's not aligning at all anymore. There's so many weird things that happen. I'm not gonna go into it. Maybe at some point in another video, when I do leave my job, I'll go into it more, because it's the chapter hasn't closed yet. It's still like being written, and I guess I'll tell you the epilogue of that, because it's been very interesting to say the least. So everything's falling apart around me, like weird, crazy shit that I'm like, what the hell, man? Why is this happening? And you're probably thinking the same thing. Why God, why? Because sometimes it's like, for most of us, this collapsing of self, this collapsing of our environment, of our surroundings, that's the necessary step to build the new, right? So much is collapsing around me. It's not even funny. It's not even funny. It's not even on purpose. A few of those things have been conscious decisions that I've nipped, that I've let go of, and some of them like, wow, I didn't even want to do that, or I didn't even mean to do that, or that just happened, and what the hell, man? But it's a necessary step for the new to be born, and a lot of beautiful new things have come into my life. So many wonderful people. I'm honestly so grateful. My community that I'm cultivating, and it's been such a wonderful experience. I'm with a survival school, and I mention it in other videos because it's so precious to me. I've met like the most amazing people, and we're so different from each other, and yet so the same, and we're learning how to work with each other, and our strengths, we're still working out the kinks, right? Like, okay, these are your weaknesses, but these are my strengths, and we're slowly learning how to work together and have this chemistry. Like any new group, it's a learning curve, and sometimes it's like, okay, well, is this gonna be the rift? Is this gonna be where we just part ways, or are we gonna work through this? And so far, it seems to be going in a positive direction. And I notice usually when I'm feeding it from this positive intention, this more loving space, it makes room for them as well. And I'm not saying I'm doing that. It seems like as a group, we're elevating each other, we're learning so much, we're expanding so much. It's been honestly crazy. It's really crazy. And through that expansion, I've learned so much about myself. I've genuinely become a much better person, a much clearer person, a person like, when I first started going there, I was still very stuck and in a way lost. And I suppose I'm still like not 100% sure where I fit in all of this, but that's okay. And that is probably what's happening to you too. Like maybe something new has come into your life, or new things are starting to be born, or maybe you're starting to set the intentions for that new thing. Well, it's going to be a learning curve, because you're like learning how to work with all these new people, or these new activities, or this new mindset. It's so different, yet isn't it so exciting? In the pain, it is exciting, because holy shit, like I know most of us, if not all of us, like as human beings, especially as deep feelers, I'm a very deep feeler. Like genuinely, I love really hard. Which is funny, because I think a lot of people who don't know me very well, or it's strange, because I'm very polarizing in myself. And I don't know if I've mentioned this, but I was born in a full moon, and if you know anything about astrology, that means that the signs are going to be opposite to each other. So think of the full moon, it's being illuminated by the sun, right? It's full. For that to happen, the sun sign has to be opposite of the moon sign. So if you're born under a full moon, your sun sign and your moon sign are opposites, and generally that means they have very opposite energies. And for me, I don't know, I don't think I can think of many as opposite energies as my sun and my moon sign, which is Capricorn sun, Cancer moon. So you have like this very classical, super masculine, logical mind, very tidy, very organized, etc. And then you have the moon in Cancer, which is very emotional, intuitive, feminine. It's more of a mother archetype, very nurturing. They're very, very different. You have father time here, and you have the moon, the emotional waters, and it's like they're both competing with each other constantly. But anyway, like basically I think some people will see an aspect and then assume I'm not like this deep feeler, when really I'm a very deeply sensitive person. And then, or they'll see the deeply sensitive part of me but not see that I'm like a crazy ambitious motherfucker, like that I have a drive, that I have this ambition that I want to build. So it's like this misunderstanding. But to get to the point, when we are deep feelers, like we're people that when we give our hearts, we give our hearts, man. We love to a fault. We love so much that we will cling because we accept that person, right? We accept like, okay, like maybe they are different than me, but I still want that person in my life. Like overall, they're still good. That, you know, overall, like I want that. But sometimes that's not how it's gonna play out. Sometimes that's just not how it is, and things are gonna keep happening, and until like, you know, and it could go either way. But it's so painful. This process is so painful. It really sucks, and I don't regret feeling deeply. I don't think it's a flaw either to feel and to be attached and to be. I don't think it's a flaw to feel and to want and desire and like hope that it would work out in that way, especially certain friendships, especially ones that you forged and you've been through so much together, and it's just like you wish you could just accept each other, but sometimes it doesn't play out like that. And when we separate ourselves or these separations start to happen, it sucks, and I'm tired of it. I'm very tired of it, because it's like, why? Yet at the same time, that is part of the lesson of just letting go and loving that person from a distance and sending them that love. And sometimes just the love's not mutual, like straight up. Sometimes that's the reason why the separation occurred anyway, because we're on different planes. Like I want to go into a more loving space. I want the abundance mindset, but not monetarily, just in terms of like how I view the world. It's expansive. I'm expanding so quickly and changing. It's not on purpose. I don't want to leave anybody behind, and I'm sure you don't want to leave anybody behind. I'm gonna say we, because I think most people can relate to that. We don't want to leave people behind, but it's part of the process. I can't think of anybody that doesn't describe a similar process of having to let go of people or places or of things, and having to just be okay with it. Sometimes the clinging is more damaging too. Sometimes like it actually causes situations that are worse long term, and I'm experiencing that in some of my friendships, some of my relationships. That's just like I'm doing my best, and that's good. Like I'm doing my best to reconcile and be accepting and loving, but at the same time it's like, well, there's only so much I can do. There's only so much that I can't force it. If it's not meant to go that way, then that's so be it. And we experience that, and it's like there's no sugarcoating it. It sucks. On the bright side, the new is so beautiful. Like I could feel myself tearing up, because I just never thought I would get to this place, right? Like I think of myself 10 years ago. I couldn't have imagined such a beautiful life. I couldn't have imagined meeting these people. I couldn't have imagined all this. And that's where I'm like, wow. Just trusting that it's going to happen in the best possible way if you allow it and you give that to the world. It does happen. So let it collapse. Let it collapse if it needs to be, and if it needs to crumble, it needs to crumble. What comes out of it when we pour our love and we pour the best of ourselves into it, it will form into something more beautiful, more stable, and maybe one day it'll collapse again. You know, I thought I had built something pretty okay, pretty good, and like I was wrong. You know, it served its purpose. It was a platform, it was a pyramid. I know I visualize a pyramid right now, but now it's time to do something different and build something different. They're still coming together and falling apart. I don't know how it's going to look in the next few months. All I know is that it's a process, and it's going to be painful, but it's also going to be really fulfilling, really good, and I'm excited for all of it. You know, like it's crazy. And it's going to be heartbreaking. Honestly, it's going to be heartbreaking. But in that breaking, flowers bloom like through those cracks, and something more. It's like it's not even a good analogy because your heart is solid no matter what. Anyway, I wish you the best on your journey, and honestly, I do pray for all my loved ones. You know, like I don't, and I even pray for people that don't like me, and maybe they're mad at me for one reason or another. I pray for love, and I pray. I'm starting to pray every day. Like I'm starting to connect, and also I pray for myself. I pray for myself that I'm able to stay here because there's so many challenges, and sometimes I'm like, fuck that. So anyway, I hope and I wish the best for your journey, and we're walking alongside each other, and even if we don't know each other, we're going through a very similar human experience. If you enjoyed this video, I invite you to like, to subscribe, and if you have any questions, shoot me a question down in the comment below. I'll do my best to answer it. I will catch you in the next one. I apologize for the audio if it's super windy. It says something about the topic, right? But anyway, I will catch you in the next one.